myths that you have seen that the startups owner that they have in terms of market validation, and what are their belief system?
Oh yeah, very, very similar. All kinds exist.
Yeah.
I think all kinds exist. Believe me, it's not only about young entrepreneurs having that. Might be they have more of not knowing what it takes to build a business. But all kinds. I've seen in all age groups when people become entrepreneurs. See, it's good to be confident. I think entrepreneurs need an extra sense of confidence to just sustain the difficulties in which they go through. So you need that more optimism and ability to kind of sometimes neglect those things which might be true, but still just get through them to be on the other side. But at the same time, I think it's very important. Lot of stuff that happens in what you are trying to say, right? One of the things I've seen as a lot of quality in a non-essential quality in founders, which is common denominator, is that because founders, most of the good ones, forget bad ones, but good ones are very good learners, right? They're very quick learners. I think they have vast interest and they're very good learners. But sometimes because of that habit, they think they will learn everything on their own. They have, a lot of founders have typically seen, don't know that they don't know. They don't have the kind of attitude to see whether I really don't know about this and can I give that to someone else, or do I need to be in control of every single thing that I do. A part of that helps them somewhere else. I think they over rely on that and not take that help. So for example, tech founders, and a lot of them are tech founders in healthcare, right? Either tech or clinical founders. So if you look at the Indian healthcare system, right, and you were talking about earlier about startup scenario in India, most of the startups in healthcare are either clinical guy coming in and a tech guy coming in, or both of them coming in, guy, girl, whatever.
Correct.
So they are immense knowledgeable from clinical aspect. They're immense knowledge from a tech aspect. But a lot of them underestimate the need to understand business. And they say, okay, वो तो बात की बात है, right? It's something that will emerge afterwards. We will see when it comes, and we'll learn. And most of the people in healthcare, fortunately, that's great. Both tech side people and clinical side people. If you look at their history, they're people who have been smart, who have cracked academics. Right, who are people known to be smart, so they consider themselves smart, which is great, and they are. But at the same time, what happens is they overdo on the clinical and tech side, and they really do not think again from a market backside of understanding this. How will it get paid? And you would see a huge chunk of Indian healthcare startups in this category.
Correct.
Because that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Very rarely a business-minded, commercially astute person goes and starts a startup in healthcare. For a simple reason that he or she cannot do much without these two people. But these two people can start without a business person.
Correct.
But that generally has a life in terms of understanding, and some get through it. I'm not saying you have to have. You will learn, you will have luck, you will have some, and you will run across. But what people, when they see these examples, what they miss generally is that a lot of things in life happen because of right things at right time. And one successful example that is very visible to you, there are hundreds of unsuccessful examples of those kind behind them, which you are not visible to. So just blindly following a story and doing that is risky. It's better to fall back on fundamental principles to do well, rather than falling on an interpretation of a successful story and just follow it.
True.
Right? So it's always good to understand the market, whether you are going to get paid, building the right network of tech, clinical and business people for whatever it needs to succeed, and then work through it.
Correct.
But Indian startups, a lot of them, actually a huge number of them are of those kinds which are tech and clinical led, which is a great start, but not always a great end.
Correct.